Over here, as you can see, the mango tree is doing good. It's growing great. It looks awesome. Here's a plant I had my crested gecko enclosure that I saved. It's coming back. It's kind of random, but I planted a carrot beside it. These are little mandarin trees I grew from seeds. Here are a lot of the Venus flytraps. Most of them are dormant. They should be right now. You can see they grow very low to the ground. They're all clumped together. So these are just some normal flytraps. 2 Drosera capensis. One on the right is alba form. One on the left is normal. More dormant Venus flytraps. Another one, the huge clump plant you saw before. This is actually a B52, a random piece of grass growing out. And this is a clump that has tons. I took a little cutting off and just dropped it there. And you can see there's new growth coming off. There's another plant aside from all the other ones that are clumped together. There's really small ones. So yeah, that's that. Just an umbrella tree here. And a Ficus benjamina. Oh, and up here are 2 more Nepenthes. I believe they're ventricosas, but I could be wrong. I think they're also Cassianas, but anyway, they're pretty nice. They're doing good. No new picture growth on them either, but anyway. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye. Great, so Roy D10, you asked me how to breed crickets. And basically here I'm just going to explain how I myself had done it about 2 years ago. And yeah, I'll just go through a quick overview and summarize everything that I did. So yeah, excuse the crummy cricket drawing, but it helps a lot in explaining this. First things first, you're obviously going to need crickets. So go down to your pet store or something and buy some nice large or adult sized crickets. What you're going to notice is some will look like this, and they'll have these 2 fleshy projectiles on the side. I guess that's what you'd call them. I don't know the actual scientific term for them, sorry. So if one cricket looks like this and just has these, that means that it is male. So a male cricket looks pretty much exactly like this, except my picture sucks. A female has a special tube projectile sort of organ right here. So the female crickets have this long tube at the end. Males don't. They only have those 2. Females have this as well. This organ is used by female crickets to deposit eggs into the soil. So what you'll want to do is pick out all of your females from the crickets you bought and put them into a container that has a moist substrate like peat moss or potting soil, something like that. And you'll notice that all the females will just start laying eggs. They'll kind of lean this tube and then they'll position themselves at an angle backwards and just put the tube right into the soil and deposit the eggs. So sometimes you can even see them at the side of the glass or whatever if you have a clear container. They're really small and just kind of all over the place. So now you'll want to keep these eggs at a pretty warm temperature, 75, I'd say in the high 70s, low 80s. This is tricky. You need to keep the eggs moist, so make sure the substrate doesn't dry out, but at the same time it could go moldy and all the eggs will go bad. It took me like a few tries till I actually got pinheads, but basically it took a little while. I kind of like gave up on them, and then I came back to the container and there were like hundreds of little baby crickets hopping around and coming out of the soil. So once you have your crickets, that usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks from when they were laid. Once you have your pinheads, good luck trying to get them out of that container because they're so small. So my only advice would be to give them a small food source and shelter, like little egg cartons and stuff, and then you can collect them off the egg carton and put them, like, as they hide under or on the egg carton. You can take that and put it in another container, and more gradually you'll get most of them out. And also they'll grow with the food source, but you have to again make sure it doesn't go moldy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Personally, I found it wasn't worth it. Breeding crickets is kind of a pain. Again, it's so hard to keep the babies alive, for one. They're hard to separate from the original container you bred them in that had all the soil. And they take forever to grow up, so you end up waiting so long. You're pretty much like, if you're trying to do it as a stable that you never have to buy them again, that's like impossible pretty much, because you'll end up waiting so long for these crickets to grow up that you'll just basically have to buy adult crickets. If you're breeding animals, or you have like very small tarantula slings or other animals that need very small crickets, then it's a good idea, because it's a quick and easy, free way to get your hands on sometimes hard to come by pinheads. So, I mean, for those people that breed tarantulas, aside from fruit flies and such, it'd be kind of convenient to have those on the side. And I mean, it's not like the crickets die right after laying the eggs or anything. So you still have your crickets, adult crickets, to feed to your pets after they've laid eggs. Yeah. So I hope this helps, Roy-D10. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, as well as anyone else. It's pretty brief, but I mean, that's just how I bred crickets. Alrighty, thanks. Bye.